just like we always talk about how feelings don't lie, Shenisse,
Yeah.
the body doesn't lie.
Yeah.
I mean, really? It's like if you have a pain, you have a pain, right? So it produces symptoms. So it's a way to get our attention. And whether it's through, our digestive system, whether it's through being restless or really extremely fatigued and tired, these are all messages like, notice me, hello, I'm here, pay attention, what's going on? So our symptoms are not the problem. So we do usually go like, oh my God, why am I so tired? Or what, what's wrong with my stomach? But they're not the problem. They're the clues, Shenisse. Hi, guys. We are your hosts, Lori.
And Shenisse, certified spiritual life coaches, and we're so glad you're here. Welcome to the Unconscious Days series, a series here on Branching In where we talk about unconscious days.
Yes, and we'd also love it if you just take a moment to like and subscribe. It means so much to us to have your support as we continue to spread more self-awareness. So, Shenisse, this is part 4, holy cow, of the Unconscious Day series. And today we're going to talk about how the body reveals what the unconscious mind conceals.
So interesting.
Yes. So, let's talk about that. What does that mean, Shenisse?
Yes. So this means that your physical sensations often hold clues to your emotional world. So when you notice pain, tightness, or fatigue, instead of just asking, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my body? What's going on? You can ask, what may my body be trying to tell me?
Yeah.
It's like just a little shift right there.
Yeah. Because they are. These sensations are often the body's way of communicating emotions or needs that our conscious mind hasn't yet acknowledged. So, really, just listening to the body can become this huge self awareness tool and very healing.
Yes. No, exactly. And our body signals are invitations to look deeper and uncover what the mind may be suppressing.
Exactly.
So it's so important because, like, I know I do that. So I get like a lot of tightness in my upper shoulders. I have knots and I'll just kind of get frustrated with my body, like, oh, constantly like trying to massage my own knots. But I know there's something deeper there. And so instead of getting frustrated with the body, using the body as a way to uncover what else is going on.
Yeah. Well, our body is this little library, right? Of all these memories, and it holds on to a lot of things. It stores a lot and all of our experiences that we've been through, things, trauma. It's helped us stay safe, but they do create patterns within the body that, sometimes are not that great. So it's really important to be able to look deeper into that.
Yeah, yeah, because experiences stored in the body shape the mind, often without us even realizing it. Especially because when we experience trauma in our childhood, our nervous system absorbs it. So that's there. So many times when there is something going on with our body, there is something deeper that needs to be looked at.
Yeah. And you know what? Just like we always talk about how feelings don't lie, Shanice,
Yeah,
the body doesn't lie.
yeah.
I mean, really? It's like if you have a pain, you have a pain, right? So it produces symptoms. It's a way to get our attention, It's like, "Hello, I got this pain." Pain is your friend to point you into actually, it slows you down, right? When you have, your body's not moving well, you have a sore knee, stop moving that knee, right? So it is a way to get our attention. And whether it's through, our digestive system, whether it's through being restless or really extremely fatigued and tired, these are all messages like, notice me, hello, I'm here, pay attention, what's going on? So our symptoms are not the problem. So we do usually go out like, oh my God, why am I so tired? Or what, what's wrong with my stomach? But they're not the problem. They're the clues, Shanice.
Yeah, I actually a few weeks ago I overstretched and I hurt my lower back and I was so angry at myself. I'm like, "Oh, lower back pain is the worst for me. I hate it. It sucks cuz I'm such a go go go." And so when my lower back starts hurting, I'm forced to slow down and be still and not do as much, and I don't like that. I mean, I like rest, but I don't like being forced to rest when I wanna go out and wanna go for walks. It's fall, I'm like, "I wanna be outside walking, I don't wanna be in my bed laying down." But yeah, no, I realized I'm like, "Okay, this is my body's way of telling me to slow down, and I just need to go with it."
Yeah.
And I did. It's hard not to judge it, but it's so much better when we just like, as soon as I like, accepted, "Okay, I'm gonna have to be off my feet for a few weeks." It's not so bad, and it's like you're working with your body instead of working against your body.
Yeah. And some of the things we're talking about, Shanice, are like when we talk about these symptoms, such as your back being one and having it be a clue, what we're really referring to too is going into more chronic. So, like if you repeatedly, your back is always a problem for you. We do have injuries, things happen, right? But when it turns into something chronic, just like this title said, what is the mind, what the unconscious mind is concealing, what the body's revealing, and the body revealing it in this chronic state. So staying in this discomfort, staying in this, I've had back pain for years, like that kind of, then it's kind of like, okay, let's go into that. Like, what's going on? So we're talking about chronic um body things that are showing out on the outside, manifesting on the outside, and we're just kind of putting them off like whatever.
Yes, Lori, that's such a great point. So let's get into that. Let's get into how genetics and chronic pain play a role in that.
Yeah. Well, let's first start with like, so all too often, Shanice, we focus on the physical first, right? We treat our symptoms with medication, therapy, anything external to kind of
Mhm.
keep us away from the inside.
Well, it's an easy fix, right? It's like, oh, I can just pop a pill and my pain will be gone. And I mean, technically they're right for a
Yeah.
period of time, but it's a band-aid. It's not getting to the root
Yeah.
of the real problem.
Well, right. Like I am a massage therapist
Mhm.
and people come in for massages and they have real pain and
Yeah.
it does help them and they feel great when they leave. But depending on if this is a chronic situation that we're dealing with, they might be in, every 2 weeks, every week, once a month to take care of this chronic thing that because they're always going to that pain's coming right on back.
Yeah.
And so is there a role in genetics that this chronic pain is playing? And, instead of just treating it from the outside, can we look at the inside? Which again, that's kind of why we created this episode is what is being concealed and that while we just keep treating these symptoms and not getting to the cause.
Yeah, because it's all happening very unconsciously, like, underneath people's
Very.
awareness. Yeah, and we would like to shed some light on that so that we can really, like, start to understand where that's coming from.
Yeah. And Shanice, do you agree that it's for myself, I have noticed it's so much harder to deal with emotional pain than physical pain.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not that I love either. But if I had to pick my pain, and someone said, emotional pain or physical pain, I would rather deal with physical pain.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there is an end.
Mhm.
It's like you burn your hand on the stove. It sucks. I am like and it's on fire and then it, dissipates and goes away. As emotional pain, if not taken care of, it just starts going into all parts of my body and affects my whole day and actually manifests in the physical sense and causes something else going on with me.
Yeah, isn't that so funny as people avoid their emotional pain, fixate on their physical pain, but then the emotional pain that goes untreated for years becomes physical pain. So they
Right.
end up having to deal with it anyway.
Or not. Yeah. Or just continue down the path of medicate it. And I used that analogy before with you, Shanice, like medication, we don't have a deficiency in medication. If I have a headache, I don't have a deficiency in aspirin.
Yeah,
So that's not getting to the root.
yeah,
Obviously, it's a good band-aid for the moment, which hallelujah, that's great. I have that. But
yeah,
is it getting to the root of why I'm continuing having this chronic whatever?
absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and many of us are just conditioned to think this is how I'm wired. This is my genes. there's nothing I can do about it. That's a huge I mean, I hear that a lot. It becomes a trap, like nature versus nurture. You think that the chronic pain you're experiencing is just genetic. It's just the way it is. But it's really not set in stone. It's not. Many of you heard of Louise Hayes. She was an amazing author and talked about this very thing, how our mental and emotional pain causes our physical manifestations and pain.
Yes.
And
I
how
love her work. I admire her so much.
yes. And when I, was turned on to that, my father actually turned me on to her years and years ago. And I found it very helpful because how I would use that, Shanice, is if I had some physical pain that was not leaving or was just odd for me, like, and it was just, not something that came and went, but just was staying with me for a while, I would look it up on the emotional level. What am I not looking at? How can I work at this deeper? And I had a really good example. So genetically in my family, hyperthyroidism runs in my family. My mom, my sister, my aunt, they all have that. And they're like, oh, Lori, you're going to get it too. And I'm like, huh, I really don't want that. So when my mom was telling me this, you'll probably have this too. And it's kind of like even when you go to the doctor's office and they ask you the list of the things your family has genetically, and they're like, okay, well, you're prone to that as well. So I don't really want to go down those paths. So why are we prone to that genetically? Is it because of some of the beliefs that were our thoughts creating that we were genetically raised with? You
That
know?
I believe that. I truly believe that. I mean, both of us have learned the power of a belief. I mean, that's why we wrote the belief workbook.
Yeah.
So we understand that beliefs create our reality. And yeah, so being told, "Oh, you're going to get something. This is genetic." Like, sorry, you're going to get it. I feel like believing that is the root cause, like that is the cause of getting it, cuz to say, "Oh, no, like I'm not going to get it," which I mean, I want you to finish your story. Like that to me would give you a way better chance of not getting it. But I digress. Please finish your story.
Yeah, no, Shanice, exactly. So I'll just read a little bit from Louise Hay's point of view.
Okay.
So her philosophy on just this particular, I'm just using this example of hyperthyroidism. She has it on every single ailment you can possibly think of. You can look up her book, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hayes. Amazing. From a canker sore to cancer to whatever. But anyway, on hyperthyroidism, it's linked to unexpressed emotions and feeling humiliated or pressured. So she suggests that changing thought patterns can promote healing alongside conventional medical care if you need to. So she's not saying, forget all that, but take a look at that. And some of the mental probable causes refers to a person's inability to express themselves, to feel that they can create freely. Humiliation, holding on to feelings of being humiliated or demeaned, can manifest as physical symptoms of as hyperthyroidism. So those were really interesting for me to look at. And so I thought to myself, are those some things that maybe I was taught as a child? So genetically, not just the belief I'm going to get hyperthyroidism because my mom said that, but also what beliefs were I carrying around that I was raised with that, was I afraid to be humiliated or was I not able to express myself? And I thought, yeah, a little bit, yes. So I went that direction
Mhm.
and was like working on that, my inner work. And these were so unconscious, Shanice. So
Mhm.
this was challenging because this wasn't conscious without looking this up and bringing that awareness of what it might be underlying. That's why these things that are programmed into us that are so unconscious are very hard to detect. So we will just automatically say, this has to do with, my genetics. Done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it takes a little deeper going into, but that's what I did. I really do like this is my practice with a lot of things that come into my life that are kind of nagging at me or staying longer than I really want them to.
Mhm.
I know it's a sign for me to look deeper and
Yeah.
go within and see what my mind is concealing or what is unconsciously running underneath that might be physically manifesting this inside my body. And when I go that route, world of difference. And so I really work on all those things. There's so much value to that.
Yeah.
So, I don't have this physical thing that I'm gonna have to be dealing with at
Yep.
all. So
So, have you gotten,
no, I have not. No, not at all,
wow,
not
look
at
at
all.
that. And
No,
this is genetic, so, like, your family has it,
exactly.
but you never got it.
No, not at all.
Look at
Not at
that.
all. Yep,
Look at
and
that,
even when
Lori.
I
That's
was
that's
pregnant.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the reason why this was kind of important, and I don't know if getting pregnant, that they look at your hormones, and
Mhm.
thyroid is a big deal in pregnancy. And so that's one of the things they check when you're going into, testing for pregnancy. And because I have this hereditary aspect in my records, they look at that, and they were like, no, you don't have that, and it was great because it didn't cause any issues during my pregnancies. So, yeah, no, Shanice. And again, that's not an easier route, right? But it's such a good long term fix. Like, it's
Versus a short-term Band-Aid fix. Yes.
exactly. It takes more work,
Of
let's
course.
just say, because
Yeah.
it's not like you can just go, well, I had to really go in there and go, okay, so why don't I feel like I can express myself? And
Yeah.
why, and then I had to go, and that took you down another rabbit hole,
Of course.
another rabbit hole. So,
Yes. As it does, Lori, as it does.
yeah. And then work with that. And then also it brought that very conscious awareness. So it brought me that conscious awareness of having that underlying thing that I didn't even know was running,
Yeah.
running some of, my programs possibly before it got out of hand.
Yeah.
So it's just a really good trick. I mean, anybody listening, Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life. Pick up a copy. It has every
I need
symptom.
to get one. I
Yeah,
need to
it
get
honestly, I have one at my home, one at my office. My kids use it to diagnose things that are going on in their life. It could be from like having sinus issues your whole life, like those kind of things, and look up what is that hidden meaning behind that on the mental cause of that. And I'm telling you, when I read some of these,
so freaking
I'm
cool.
like, "That is true," and then I work on that. I'm like, "Why am I holding some anger here?" Or, "Why am I being and then because that's what's manifesting. I am not lying. I swear by this. And one more quick story. And my daughter, this is another story of Louise Hayes. That's why my children believe in this. We were on a vacation, and my daughter at the time was, I don't know, 10 or something, but she was getting bloody noses, like,
Mm.
consistently, and we're not really big run to the doctor people. I mean, if we need to, we will, but we first kinda like, "Is this gonna go away?" And so she was getting continuous bloody noses, and I am like, "What the heck?" So I, looked up Louise Hayes on bloody noses. And and I did this behind the scenes without telling her, and
Mhm.
it said the cause was not getting enough attention. It was something down the lines of not getting enough attention. And I started really during that time, our dynamics in our life was changing. They lost their father. And so I went in on a mental level and kind of made sure that I was noticing and she was able to express herself and all those things. And I am not kidding you, the bloody noses stopped.
Wow.
Like, no lie, my daughter tells that story herself, she's now 20, herself, and swears by it, or she'll call me and go, "Mom, can you look up Louise Hayes for dot, dot, dot?"
Yeah. That's so
And
cool.
I'm like, "Yes." And but there's an underlying mental, and Louise Hayes will say in her book, it doesn't have sometimes they might not line up, but I'm telling you, when I read them, it really resonates for me, like, no matter what it is. I'm like, you have to be really honest with yourself.
Yeah.
You really have to
Which is
be
not
honest.
easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, bravo for seeing that and, like, taking the steps, and then it worked. Like, wow, that's
No,
really amazing.
I know, and now it's kind of a standard joke. If my daughter to this day, if she'll get a bloody nose for some reason, we're like, "Okay, we're not giving you enough attention." Yeah, no, but honestly, check it out. It has been a lifesaver. I can't even tell you. And it really taught me this whole point how my body is this huge compass and messenger leading me to leading me to my belief system. Really, Shanice.
Yeah. Yeah, and it sounds like your, like, repressed emotions too, like, the combination of both. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
underlying things that are running my show that I don't know about that, again, genetically, there's the genetic part that I didn't even know was going on behind the scenes,
Wow.
and I
I
kinda wanna
definitely
stop
need
it
to
before
get
it
a
happens.
copy. When we get off this, I'm gonna have you text me the name of that book one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing.
Yes,
This has been
absolutely.
amazing,
Yeah.
very informative. I feel like I learned a lot too because I feel like you know more about this than me. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I thank my father that he brought this to my attention a long ago, and then I brought it to my children, and we use that. That's like our little medical book.
I love it. I
If
love
something's
it.
going on very long, I'm like, "Pull out the medical book. I'm not dealing."
Let's get to the bottom of this. No, that's great. That's great. So, basically, in conclusion of this entire episode, because you've talked about a lot, you're handicapping yourself when you try to go to just the body or just the mind. You create a disconnect when you go to just one. But by honoring both the mind and the body, and by listening carefully to the signals our body gives us and reflecting on the thoughts and emotions behind them, we can really begin to break those patterns. Because when you only treat the surface, your healing stays on the surface. And that's not what we want. We want to get to the root of it so we can heal it and move on with the rest of our lives, not have to continue to deal with chronic pain or anything that is coming up in your body.
Yeah, it is. We and just like our first episode, it really starts on the inside.
Yeah.
And you'll see you can treat the outside, but it's not lasting result.
Mhm.
That's the difference. It's like going inside, and we all have heard this before. So, but to really emotionalize it and trying working this way, you'll see the difference by doing this and emotionalizing that truth of going within. I talked to you, Shanice, about like when we buy skincare products and put stuff on the outside of our, body. That works, but it's very temporary and you're not going to get the same lasting results as if, like someone doesn't just have perfect, skin if they don't do all the inside work, you
Yeah.
know? So, eat well, sleep well, drink a lot of water. All those things contribute to that, which create the lasting skin results of
Yes.
the skin.
Yeah.
So, we would love to just be able to take a pill, put a cream on, do those things. And again, they work temporarily though. So if
Yeah.
you're looking for the long-term solution, it's going inside. And that's what our body is teaching us,
Yes,
right? That's
exactly.
that's what we're getting from this is the body is able to teach us that by sending us these messages and saying, okay, we can, take a little, go get a massage and take an aspirin and, just numb it for a bit for the time being as we kind of, research this. But to really complete the process, go inside
Yeah. Yeah. Going within will always bring you the results that you're looking for.
long term.
Yeah. And it might take a while, but it's
Yeah,
worth
it does.
it. It's worth
Yeah,
it.
that's the other thing I've noticed. All these things I was talking about, even when I would look up Louise Hay's stuff, it's not like I read her affirmation, I'm done.
No, it requires more pain in the short term and less pain in the long run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So you gotta be willing to put that in, but again, it's that long term that we're looking for,
Yeah.
that we're planting the seeds today for tomorrow and
Exactly.
further. Um,
Exactly.
all right, okay, so to wrap it up, Shanice, in this episode, we brought conscious awareness to the fact that our bodies are compasses guiding us towards the parts of us still waiting to be seen or dealt with. And while the mind may go unconscious, our body will always bring us back to the root of our pain so we can heal it.
Yes. If you'd like to learn more about us or check out our products and services, click the link in the description. And that's it for this episode. If this episode spoke to you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you think would benefit from it. Thank you guys for listening to Branching In with Shanice.
And Lori, join us for our next episode. We post on Fridays. See you guys then.